Good morning. On behalf of SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industry Development Association, I welcome all the dignitaries, sponsors, supporters, entrepreneurs from various sectors, media representatives, and friends at the business conference, which is focusing on strengthening SMEs for global competitiveness and for the better business growth. SME Chamber of India at the national level and Maharashtra Industry Development Association at the state level have been functioning for the last 29 years and putting efforts for the empowerment of SMEs and manufacturing industries for business growth, export, promotion, international collaborations, joint venture, technology transfer, contract manufacturing in supporting them to explore emerging business opportunities at national and international markets. Both the organizations, under the dynamic leadership of founder and president, Sri Chandrakant Sarunke, have been on the forefront for policy change and its implementation, and interacting with the various regulatory bodies and government authorities for providing level playing fields to enhance industrial output, export contribution, generating new entrepreneurship and large employment, integrating and guiding SMEs and startups to convert their unique ideas into commercial ventures. We involve actively for strengthening SME sector to accomplish the dream project of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to make New India and as a leading manufacturing hub to achieve $5 trillion economy and $3 trillion export business. Shri Sarunke has advocated for setting up the SME Stock Exchange, SME Export Promotion Council, SME Business Management Institute, SME Industrial Parks of India, SME Investment Promotion Council, TRED's platform to get trade reversibles of SME sector and regular coordinations with the various government departments and relaxations for ease of doing business to provide a level playing fields for SME sectors. We are thankful to the sponsors, Bank of Baroda as a banking partner, Summit Group Enterprises as a lead sponsor, Tata Capital Finance Services Limited, Tata AIA Life Insurance Company Limited as an insurance partner, Kotak Mahindra Bank, L&T Sufin as a e-commerce partner, GATI as a logistic partner, and NSE of India. I think we should have a big round of applause for all the sponsors. Thank you. And now I would like to invite the dignitaries to light up the lamp for the traditional inauguration, please. Mr. Prabhakar Sarunke, Chairman and MD of Summit Group Enterprises, Mr. Shrikant Badwe, Chairman and MD, Badwe Engineering Group, Dr. Rajendra Jagdale, Director General and CEO of Science and Technology Park, Mr. Bhadresh Pathak, Business Head L&T Sufin. I also invite Mr. Deepak Jodwani, Head Emerging Corporate Business, Tata Capital Finance Services Limited. Also, Mr. Deepak Fadnis, Director of Agency Tata AIA Life Insurance Company Limited, and Mr. Pradeep Mishra, AGM and Head MID Corporate Bank of Baroda. Thank you. Thank you. After lighting up the lamp, I would like to request Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, Mr. Shrikant Badwe, Mr. Prabhakar Salunke, Dr. Rajendra Jagdai, and Mr. Bhadresh Pathak to take their seats on the dais. After this, I would like to request Shri Chandrakant Salunke to present the flask to the dignitaries who are gracing this event. Mr. Shrikant Badwe, Chairman and MD, Badwe Engineering Group, please. Next, Mr. Prabhakar Salunke, Chairman and MD, Summit Group Enterprises. Dr. Rajendra Jagdale, Director General and CEO, Science and Technology Park. After this, Mr. Bhadresh Pathak, Business Head, L&T Sufin. And Mr. Pradeep Mishra, AGM and Head, MID Corporate and Bank of Baroda. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Mr. Chandrakant Salunke to deliver the welcome and introductory address. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Good morning, Pune. Good morning, Pimpri-Chinchwad other. सब मराठी जानते हैं, हिंदी कितना जानते हैं, सभी जानते हैं, और इंग्लिश कितना जानते हैं, और बिजनेस कितना जानते हैं, बैंक से फंडिंग लेना कितने जानते हैं, बैंक से फंडिंग लेना कितने जानते हैं, बहुत कम. जरा हाथ ऊपर कीजिए, कौन कौन बैंकर्स के साथ डील करते हैं रेगुलरली. सही मायने में पैसा कितना लेते हैं उनसे. इसलिए तो बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा को हमने लाया है कि बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा इज़ अ लीड स्पॉन्सर फॉर दिस टुडेज इवेंट, एंड ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ SME चैम्बर ऑफ इंडिया एंड महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्री डेवलपमेंट एसोसिएशन, इट्स माई इमेंस प्लेजर टू वेलकम माई डियरेस्ट फ्रेंड श्री प्रभाकर साळुंके जी, श्रीकांत बड़वे जी, डॉक्टर राजेंद्र जगदाळे जी, भद्रेश पाठक जी, and all the dignitaries from the industry, banking, NSE, insurance, manufacturing, exports, imports rather, and service industry particularly, at this very, very important program called SME Manufacturers and Exporters Summit. Friends, we are doing this kind of activities for last 30 years. This is 30th year. And regularly we focus on the SMEs, those are in manufacturing industry, those are into service sector, and those are into exports. Because I observed that many entrepreneurs required a platform, and I have presented platform. Many entrepreneurs required a hand-holding. All the dignitaries sitting on the dais and off the dais are ready to support you. Most importantly, banking finance. It's a difficult and hurdle for a SME sector. When I'm interacting with the bankers, really top leaders from the banking sector, they said, if any entrepreneur coming with a proper proposal, what is the dare about among our officers that deny that project, deny that proposal? अगर आप सही ढंग से आपका proposal बना के आते हैं और बैंक को देते हैं, तो बैंक कौन सी बैंक, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा जी कहेंगे आप नाम मिलेगा पैसा. देखिए, तो कहने की बात है कि आज देखिए दो स्टॉलवर्ड आपके सामने बैठे हैं, एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री के हैं और एक सर्विस सेक्टर के हैं. सो आई एम प्रेजेंटिंग टुडे सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. बड़वे जी का कम से कम 5,000 करोड़ का टर्नओवर है, जिनको मैं मिला था 1994 में, तब उनका 1 करोड़ का टर्नओवर था. और 95 में उनका काम देखने के बाद मैंने चीफ मिनिस्टर मनोहर जोशी के हाथ से उनका सम्मान किया एज अ एमर्जिंग एंटरप्रेन्योर. आज देखिए कितने बड़े बन गए. पॉइंट क्या है? स्टडी, जिद होनी चाहिए और पैशन के हिसाब से हमें काम करने की इच्छा रखनी चाहिए. एक उदाहरण है, श्री प्रभाकर साळुंके जी को मैं मिला था 1996 में, राइट. उस वक्त उनका स्ट्रगलिंग पीरियड या अपकमिंग पीरियड चल रहा था. आज उनका कम से कम 1400 करोड़ तक का टर्नओवर है. फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट में टॉप नंबर पे उनका नाम है. जगदाले साहब को मैं जानता हूँ बिकॉज एक सर्विस सेक्टर है, एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री, एक टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सपर्ट मैं आपको प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, डॉक्टर जगदाले जी. आपको कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में जानकारी चाहिए, इफ़ यू वांट एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट टेक्नोलॉजी, इनोवेशन, इन्वेंशन, and most importantly, what to be done in a transformation in your manufacturing industry. Dr. Jagdale will support you. आपने देखा होगा एक L&T सुफिन, आप सब जानते हैं कि entrepreneurs particularly from SME sector suffering to get trade receivables, and because of that SMEs are becoming sick, NPA. To reduce that burden, I have pursued the Reserve Bank of India when Mr. Raghuram Rajan was a governor, Jagdale Sahib. That time I suggested him, either you change the definition of MSME, which is particularly affecting to NPA, 90 days to 180 days, or bring some some platform where we can have a relief to get our trade receivable. And after at least say 1 year or 1.5 year discussion, deliberation, debates, the trades platform come out. The trades platform is a unique, but somehow I observed that last I think 4 or 5 years, the large corporates are not coming on that platform. Maybe many reasons. Maybe their credibility is not good with the banks, or maybe their suppliers are not asking for that reason. So therefore, AM Naik ji and our MD Subramaniam ji of L&T brought a unique platform, that is a Tata Sofin, to reduce your suffering into finance. Am I right? सुफिन को ऐसी तरह हम लोग प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं कि आपका सफरिंग जो है वो कम करके आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आपको फाइनेंस आपका रिसीवेबल कैसे मिले, इसके लिए मैं श्री भद्रेश पाठक जी को प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ आपके सामने. लेट अस गिव अ बिग हैंड टू ऑल द स्टॉलवर्ड्स. एंड ऑफ कोर्स टू मेकिंग टुडेज इवेंट we have a very good support, rather regular support, and very practical support from Bank of Baroda, Sumit Group of Enterprise as a lead sponsor, Tata Capital Finance Services Limited, Tata AI Life Insurance Company Limited as an insurance partner, Kotak Mahindra Bank is there, L&T Sufin as an e-commerce platform partner, Gati as a logistic partner. Most importantly, I want to highlight that a lot of SMEs are struggling to get proper services from the transportation or logistics services. Gati has come out with a very unique platform, unique and affordable platform. So I suggest get more information and understand what are the initiatives and strategies for supporting the SME sector. And at that point, Honorable Prime Minister brought the logistic policy, national logistic policy on 17th on his birthday. And I'm surprised that it's a policy which is going to give you very unique, affordable services. So let us give big hand to Gati to make Gati to business to reach your product and the material at on time. And of course, NSE Stock Exchange is one of our favorite stock exchange, which is providing the listing for SME sector. Even SME Stock Exchange brought by me during the 2008. Mr. Bhave has taken a charge as a SEBI chairman. And that time I said, what about the SME sector in a capital market? He said, what do you want? I said, we want to have a SME stock exchange. So after 3 years, many deliberation, many review reports, they brought the SME platform. So I suggest those are in a good position, those are adopting the good governance, business ethics, and looking to transform their business, looking to enhance their business activity, and entering the capital market. आज देख रहे capital market कितना ऊपर जा रहा है. आज देखिए अडानी साहब को, गौतम अडानी जी को मैं 1992-93 में मिला था अहमदाबाद में. आज वो वर्ल्ड के कितने बड़े रिच एंटरप्रेन्योर है एंड अपकमिंग एंड ग्रोइंग एंटरप्रेन्योर. आज अगर हम लोग यही सोच के चले कि अंबानी, बिरला, टाटा हो या अडानी हो, इन्होंने जो काम किया है हम 1% भी कर सकते हैं तो हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स आज कम से कम 1000 करोड़ के टर्नओवर पे जा सकते हैं. You look at the Times of India last 2 months editions. In that, every top businessman in the world, they are focusing India as an emerging market. India is an emerging country. India's industry is emerging industry, and India's SME is also emerging in SMEs. So therefore, all the stalwarts from the worldwide are focusing and emphasizing India as a top country in the world now. So take this opportunity, and of course, कोरोना में आपको सबको सिखा दिया होगा अपना कौन और पराया कौन. नेबर भी आपको शायद मिलना मुश्किल होता था, लेकिन कोरोना में आपको बैंक ने सपोर्ट किया है, कोरोना में आपको गवर्नमेंट ने सपोर्ट किया है, कोरोना ने आपको जो स्टेक होल्डर्स है उन्होंने भी सपोर्ट किया है. सो आफ्टर द कोरोना देर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इन बिजनेसेस. हमारा माइंडसेट भी चेंज हो गया है, हमारा डीलिंग टूवर्ड्स आवर सप्लायर बायर्स भी चेंज हो गया है. एंड मोस्टली बैंकर्स अंडरस्टैंड. और बैंकर्स भी क्यों नहीं पहुंच रहे थे, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा जी आपके ध्यान में रखिए कि आज की डेट में 7.33 करोड़, 7-6.5 करोड़ तो गवर्नमेंट के खाते में है, लेकिन हमारे पास 7.5 करोड़ MSMEs इंडिया में है. अराउंड 4.5 करोड़ सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड है. तो 12 से आज 13 करोड़ आज अगर हमारे इंडिया में एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हो, मैन्युफैक्चर हो, सर्विस हो, सेल्फ वन मैन आर्मी हो, तो इनको आज बैंकिंग में जाने के लिए बहुत दिक्कतें आती है. क्या दिक्कतें आती है, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा आपको उनके प्रेजेंटेशन में बता देगा. द पॉइंट इज 95 lakhs ओनली MSMEs इन इंडिया एंजॉइंग फैसिलिटी फ्रॉम बैंक्स. सो अदर्स कहाँ जाते हैं, बाकी के कहाँ कौन से बैंक में जाते हैं. आज NSE और BSE स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पर SME हार्डली 850 SMEs लिस्टेड हुए. आज कैपिटल मार्केट ना बूम हो रहा है. SME अगर हमारे वहाँ से कैपिटल मार्केट से अगर अल्टरनेटिव फाइनेंस अगर अरेंज करते हैं तो कितना बड़ा उनको फ़ायदा हो सकता है. हमारा बर्डन कम हो सकता है, हमारा इंटरेस्ट रेट कम हो सकता है और हमारा प्रॉफिट शेयर बढ़ सकता है. तो फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज़ द राइट टाइम to understand about the market, to understand what are the facilities made available by the government of India, and mostly Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and Ministry of Food and Food Industry. And there are many industries and many corporates are coming out with a unique platform, unique services. That also you have to look at and focus that. Most of the Chakan region or the Pune region or nearby the industrial zone, there are plenty of manufacturers. And I always tell every entrepreneur from Pune that you are sitting in a gold mine because you are having the abundant opportunity in this region where you can supply, to large corporate or even SME sector. You can connect with the multinational companies, this area of operating their businesses. And Pune is coming up like a major hub in the world now. So Pune is on a global map. So let us take advantage of this opportunity. Those are looking for export promotion, they can contact with us. Those are looking for investment, finance, private equity, or even external commercial borrowings. Many investors from the abroad, private investors are looking genuine companies, upcoming companies, emerging companies. So friends, opportunity is there. How to grab it, that you have to decide. And today we are organizing this event. So I suggest all the speakers coming from all the parts of India, particularly from Mumbai and other cities, they are coming to share ज्ञान. देखिए, फ्री में ज्ञान मिलता है तो लेना है, लेकिन इस ज्ञान का फायदा कैसे लेना है वो आपको समझना है. So let us give big hand to all the entrepreneurs and all the participants for today and the sponsors to make this event success. With this word, I am thankful to you, all of you, for participating.
Thank you so much, sir. And going ahead, I would like to invite Honorable Mr. Shrikant Badwe, the Chairman and MD of Badwe Engineering Group.
Good morning, dear friends. I'm very happy to see all of you because we are in Pimpri, and I was in Pimpri for my schooling. I did my schooling into Fatehjan Jain Vidyalaya for first standard, and from 2nd to 10th I was in HS school. So when I came here, and I was just able to recall my old days when I was in Pimpri in the year 81 to 70 to 80. So it was a different Pimpri. It was today's Pimpri is very, very different. So I am able to recall my old memories and very golden memories. So Pimpri is a place where a lot of things are happening, and I feel all of you are lucky to be based in Pimpri. It is a Detroit of Asia, and definitely it adds a lot of value to all the entrepreneurs who come from Pimpri. So typically, I did my 10th from HS school. I went to SP college, and then I did my engineering, and I thought of doing something on my own. And that time, Bhosri in Pimpri was a very, very costliest area. So I thought I should not put burden to my family. So I have a small place in Pune, 150 square foot, and we have just 3 workers, and I was the 4th person. So it was just a humble beginning, just a tiny starting, a proper MSME company, and we had a turnover of rupees 8,000 for the first month. So it was just a humble beginning, and then 1 year passed. I thought I should do something good, and I was looking for the bigger place. But as all of you know, when you are into a area which is very, very prominent, the costs are also very, very significant. And I was not in position to afford that. And the land which I was looking for, it was costing 5 lakhs rupees. And I got that land in Aurangabad for just rupees 20,000 rupees. Just imagine it's 25 times cheaper. And I just took a fraction of a second to decide I should shift to Aurangabad. So one must have a clarity, one must have a mindset that he should move away from his comfort zone. My comfort zone was in Pune. My parents were here. My school, my college, our friends, relatives, all were in Pune. Aurangabad was an unknown place for me. I didn't have much relatives over there. I stayed in the hostel dormitory for the first initially months, then the hostel, then I shifted to a flat. So the message for MSME is we have to shift from our comfort zone and we should try to do something different which is going to help us. It is for our betterment. So when I went over there, initial years were very, very tough. So first loan I got from Saraswat Bank. That time banking was very, very a tough thing, much tougher than today. There was no internet, there was not much ease of access, ease of communication. It was a much difficult task. The rate of interest is 14%, 15%, 16%. You might have not heard of all those things. Today we speak about 7%, 7.5%, 8, 8.5%. So please understand that that time interest rates were double. And collateral was a big challenge. So I have difficulty over there. So I was very upfront with Saraswat Bank. I told them that I have got a good marks, good extracurricular activities, good sportsman, but I don't have a collateral. So will you support me? And I was ready to hear that, no, we can't deviate our policy. To my surprise, Saraswat Bank trusted me and supported me and gave me first loan of 5 lakh rupees. So the importance for any industry is a good, a strong, supportive bank. You have to decide which bank is going to be helpful to you. I thought I should go to a cooperative bank. They are more faster. They understand the challenges. They understand the real difficulties we face. And the bureaucracy in the bank is very much less. Decision making is much faster. Maybe they charge you a percent more, but at times we have to decide whether the cost of funds is important for us or the right time availability of funds is important for us. So at times, the cost of funds may not be a main focus for you. Timeline, in what timeline you are getting funds is very, very important. So typically, we sometimes get confused whether I should look for my cost of funds or I should see a free availability of timely availability of the funds. So please understand, for any MSME, time is a crux. If you are paying 0.5% more or 1% more, in my opinion, it's the right opportunity, it's the right thing. I did that for myself, and I will suggest for you that we should go to a bank which is more faster, more understanding, and more supportive to us into our tough times. MSME is a backbone for the country. We really believe as the highest employment is coming from MSME. No doubt, as time progresses, you migrate from a MSME to a bigger company. So we migrated later on. Today, we are not an MSME company, but I feel very proud to say that, yes, I came from a scratch. I came from a micro company, and that is the very proud feeling for us. So I think all of you sitting here are in the same direction, same thought process. So please understand, you have a fantastic benefits. The port is very near to you. Today, our country has got highest respect in the world. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has been respected across the world and is definitely helping us. Earlier, when I used to travel out of country, people used to look at us, okay, whether you will do or not. So it was much tougher to convince and get business. Now, I think the things have changed. It's much easier. So I'm sure if you go to any country out of India and present your case properly and give them the credentials, I think the comfort of India is happening places there. Now, how India has been transformed at such an acceptance level. See, the COVID has given us definitely a very tough challenges. It was a wrong action for all of us. It gave us a lot of setback. We have to follow a lot of discipline. We were at home. We were at not in a position to do a business. It gave a big setback. But as time progresses, our scientists came with a vaccine, a fantastic vaccine. Today, I don't see a single person who is wearing a mask. We have forgotten issue of COVID. I think the credit goes to our scientists who did a fantastic innovation. They came with a good vaccine, and it is really working out. Today, you must be reading the newspaper. There are still countries who are still facing lockdowns, and the COVID is erupting over there. It shows that our vaccine is not only a vaccine, it's a very effective vaccine. So now we are back to business as usual. And we have supported all our population in the country. Apart from that, we exported vaccine to various countries. It was a boon for them. It has been severe for them. Such actions of our Prime Minister has immense rise of our respect towards country. I think we should take benefit of this. All of you sitting here must think how you can explore your business for exports. Tomorrow, this is the biggest game changer. You might be reading in the newspaper, currently our economy has become number 5 in the world. We have overtaken one country, United Kingdom. From 6, we came to 5. We are at 3.5 billion USD, 3.5 trillion USD. Next to us is Germany. Next to us is Japan. 3.5 is our trillion. Germany is 4.2. Japan is 4.9. I am sure in a couple of years, if we make 5 trillion economy, we are number 3 in the world. It's going to make us proud, use respect to our Indian brand, and that is our strength. We can do it. We have inched from 6th to 5th in the area of COVID, where we have a lot of challenges. 130 crore people handling them for preparing to fight COVID is not an easy task. We could do this. So I think our country is really very strong to get benefit of this. We have proven that we Indians are very intelligent, very creative. So please, my message to all of you is that please forget from your comfort zone. Please take new challenges, accept challenges, find out what is happening new. I remember, as Mr. Chandrakantji expressed, that in the year 94, I used to stay in Aurangabad. So I just said in to my friend that he is going to conduct such one-day seminar in Mumbai. And I traveled all the way from Aurangabad to Mumbai. I reached one day night, I stayed there. Next day, full day I was there, attentive, like you people are attentive. I gave a very patient listening, a very patient hearing. We need to understand what suits us. We know what are our do's and don'ts. We need to understand what is the good, suitable strategy for us. It is up to us to decide. I will suggest you that you should have some mentor for you. Sometimes you feel, oh, I know everything. I can do everything on my own. I don't need anybody. I think it's good, nothing wrong in that. But a mentor who is there to guide you is definitely adding and sharing his pain points and how we overcome them, how we address those challenges. That comes to you as a ready-made advice, a properly well thought of advice. I think one must think like this, and one must have some mentors. Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, I'm sure through his chamber will definitely help you to take this forward. So today, I really feel that people who are here are very, very serious. They want to change their life. They want to make their life growing and make betterment. In the same, our country is going to get better. See, there are a lot of debates happening in the newspaper. Recession is going to happen. Interest rates are going up. Federal US government has increased the rate of interest. Definitely, it's a challenge for them. For them, the interest rate was 1%. Now become 2.5. So straight away, the cost of funds outflow is become double, 2 times or 2.5 times. In India, we pay 8%. On 8%, 1% is 12% on the increase of 1% is not so impactful for us. So I think we should not worry too much on this thing that is happening around us. Definitely, we cannot be isolated from global recession or global aspect, but we are not too much depending on them. We are greatly insulated because we have a great captive customer of 130 crores. That is the biggest strength. And that is indicated from the GST collection. This is a figure which is coming from a system. So that gives a lot of comfort to us, that gives a lot of clarity to us. India is insulated from global recession. So please don't worry what is going to happen tomorrow. I think we are very, very on a strong footing. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the message that has been given to us by our Prime Minister. And who is going to make it happen? We are going to make it happen. We all people sitting over here. Maybe somebody may have a startup company. Startups is something which is happening, a unique idea, a creative idea, going to help society, going to make your life simple, and your valuation goes up. There are 100 unicorns in the company, in the country. I think this is the biggest strength of our Indian intelligence. So I really thank you, Chandrakantji, who has really gave you this opportunity to interact with the senior advisors, senior people from banks, the industry people, and I'm sure you will take benefit of this. Mr. Prabhakar Salunke is here. He is again a very strong expert into logistics and manpower and technology aspect. Mr. Rajendra, Mr. Jagdale is there, Mr. Pathak is there. I think everybody has its own strength. Everybody has its unique expertise. So my request to you is that please utilize your day for the best and for the betterment of yourself. So I really thank you, Chandrakantji, for calling me, and I thank you to share with you, for giving, sharing my journey to you. I have not spoken much about myself because it is not good to speak good about ourselves, but then I really feel that Pimpri is a place where a lot of things have happened, and you are amongst them. So I wish you all the best for your future. And I give my congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable guidance. And going ahead, I would like to invite Mr. Prabhakar Salunke, Chairman and MD of Sumit Group Enterprises, for the speech. Please come on the dais.
सर्वांना शुभ सकाळ. आदरणीय व्यासपीठ, ज्यांच्याकडं फार अपेक्षेने पाहिले जाते, मी आज पहिल्यांदाच भेटतोय, राजेंद्र जगदाळे साहेब, मोस्ट ऑफ दी इनोव्हेशन आणि SME सेक्टर करता मार्गदर्शन करणारे जगदाळे साहेब आहेत. त्याचप्रमाणे श्रीकांतजी बडवे साहेब, पाठक साहेब, SME चेंबरचे प्रेसिडेंट चंद्रकांतजी साळुंके. थोडंसं मागे जातो. 1992 साली या प्रभाकर साळुंके आपणासमोर उभ्या असणाऱ्या माणसानं पुणे शहरामधून, या पिंपरी-चिंचवडमधून व्यवसायाची मुहूर्तमेढ रोवली. वडिलांचे 300 रुपये सीड कॅपिटल आणि बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्रनं दिलेले प्राईम मिनिस्टर रोजगार योजनेचे 5,000 रुपये, 5,300 रुपयेचा व्यवसाय आजच्या मितीला फायनान्शियल 21-22ला 1400 कोटी रुपये झालेले आहे. आणि त्याच दरम्यान या मागच्या 92 ते 96 काळामध्ये चंद्रकांत साळुंके या माणसाशी माझी भेट झाली मुंबईमध्ये. त्यावेळेला मनोहरजी जोशी साहेब महाराष्ट्राचे मुख्यमंत्री होते आणि यांच्या समवेत परदेशी जाण्याचा योग आला. ज्या हॅनोवर एक्झिबिशन पाहण्याला चंद्रकांत साळुंकेंनी मला नेलं, त्याच हॅनोवर मेसेमध्ये मी स्वतःच्या कंपनीचा स्टॉल लावण्यापर्यंत इमारत बांधलेली आहे. ज्या सुरुवातीला 4 लोकांनी कंपनी चालू केलेली, आज कंपनीमध्ये 42,000 लोक आहेत. साधारणतः 21 राज्यामध्ये काम चाललेले 3 जॉईंट व्हेंचर परदेशी कंपन्यांबरोबर झालेले आहेत. स्पॅनिश कंपनी उर्बेसरबरोबर आम्ही 4,300 कोटी रुपयाचं काम चेन्नई कॉर्पोरेशनचं चालू केलेलं आहे. आणि आत्ता जपानबरोबर मित्सुबिशी आणि शिताचीबरोबरती आम्ही महाराष्ट्रामध्ये आणि भारतामध्ये वेस्ट टू एनर्जीवरती काम करण्याला सुरुवात केलेली आहे. रिसेंटली आमचं नवीन जगदाळे साहेब स्टार्टअप ह्या वर्षातलं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स, मशीन लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग, कारण भारतामधली सगळीच IT इंडस्ट्री आमचं क्लायंट असल्यामुळं त्यांच्याकरता काही सब कॉन्ट्रॅक्टिंग करू आणि या क्षेत्रामध्ये प्रवेश करू असं स्टार्टअप चालू केलं. आणि 3ऱ्या महिन्यामध्ये नॉर्वे बस फॅक्टरी माइंड कंपनीशी आम्ही इंडस्ट्री 4 आणि इंडस्ट्री 5 करता आम्ही ॲग्रीमेंट केलेले आहे आणि त्याचंच प्रेझेंटेशन आमचे लोक करतायत. आणि म्हणून या SME चेंबरला येण्याचा योग आला. मध्यंतरीच्या 15 दिवसाच्या काळामध्ये मी थोडासा आजारपणा डेंग्यूमुळे गेलो, त्यामुळे थोडंसं माझं स्पीच कमी आवाजामध्ये आहे. त्यामुळं मी थोडासा जरी असलो तरी 61 वर्षात जरी पदार्पण मी केलं तरी मी उलट्या आकड्याने चालणारा माणूस आहे. मी 16 वर्षाचं काम झालेलं आहे, आता अशी सुरुवात करणार. आणि नवीन जे या इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये येणारे लोक आहेत, जे स्टार्टअप आहेत, जे SME आहेत, जे नवीन आहेत, त्यांना मार्गदर्शनपर भूमिकेमध्ये आम्हाला चेअरमध्ये राहून त्यांना पुढे करायचं ही आमची भूमिका आहे. ज्या बँकर्स करता आम्ही फिरत होतो, जिजामाता सहकारी बँक, राजश्री बँक, त्यांनी 15,000 रुपये आम्हाला त्यावेळेचं लोन दिलेलं आहे. आज बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र आणि युनियन बँक आज 500-500 रुपयाच्या क्रेडिट लाईन देऊन आमच्या मागे उभे आहेत. तुम्हाला सांगतो बँकेमध्ये पत निर्माण करावे लागते, म्हणून तुम्ही स्वतः एक आत्मविश्वासाने आज पुढे झालेले फार मोठे सिजंट SME आणि बिझनेस पर्सन्स आणि एंटरप्रिनर्स आहात. त्यामुळे सेल्फ कॉन्फिडन्स माझा खूप काही अपॉर्च्युनिटीज आणि संधी भारताच्या अवतीभोवती आणि भारतामध्ये सगळ्या घोंगावत आहेत. आता पडवे साहेबांनी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे खूप भारतामध्ये अपॉर्च्युनिटी आहे. भारतातला युवा वर्ग फार नॉलेज ब्रेनी झालेला आहे. म्हणून आता ब्रेन लोकांची फ्रंटलाईन पुढं ठेवून एक्सपिरियन्स लोकांची बॅकलाईन एक्सपिरियन्स लाईक दॅट अस आम्ही जर पुढं राहिलो तर निश्चितच आमची ग्रोथ जी मोदी साहेब अपेक्षित करतात पंतप्रधान, त्याच्या डबल होण्याला काही वेळ लागणार नाही आहे. इट कॅन बी. म्हणून आमच्या कंपनीचे स्लोगन आहे मेक इट पॉसिबल. आणि आमची पंचलाईन आहे जी माझ्या व्हॉट्सअपच्या DPला ठेवलेली आहे, बॉर्न फॉर ग्रोथ आणि ग्रोथ ओनली. जे काही पुढचं आयुष्य आहे ते SME करता आम्हाला समर्पित करायचं आहे. असं स्वतः करता कमवलेलं आहे. आता जगाकरता, आमच्या लोकांकरता, पुण्याकरता, यूथ करता, इंडस्ट्री करता पुढचं जर लाईफ जर दिलं तर आम्हाला त्याची फ्रूट्स आणि एन्जॉय खरंच पाहण्याला मिळणार आहे. आणि तीच एक आमची बिझनेसमधला सक्सेस रेशो. बिझनेसमधला सक्सेस आणि श्रीमंती हीच असते की आमच्या अवतीभोवतीचे सगळे लोक ग्रोथमध्ये दिसले पाहिजे आहे. आज पुणे शहरामध्ये फार बघा पिंपरी-चिंचवड काय ग्रोथ झालेली आहे. हे सगळं योगदान हे आमच्या इंडस्ट्रीच्या एक्सपर्ट्स लोकांना. आता श्रीकांत बडवेसारखे इंडस्ट्रीज लोक आज तयार झाले आणि खूप मोठा व्यवसाय करतायत. आज टाटा मोटारसारखे, रतन टाटासारख्यांनी जे इनपुट दिलेले आमच्या इंडस्ट्रीला, आज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंडस्ट्री EVमध्ये जी प्रगती पाहतो, देर आर लॉट मेनी ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी कमिंग फॉर द लिथिनियम बॅटरी, मेनी मोर थिंग्स. त्याच्या पुढेही जाऊन लिथिनियम बॅटरीच्या पुढेही आता ॲल्युमिनियम बॅटरी येते, बरोबर काय चरदळे साहेब? कारण लिथिनियम बॅटरी इज ऑल्सो बम. देर इज ॲडव्हान्स टेक्नॉलॉजी, ॲडव्हान्स डेव्हलपमेंट इज गोइंग ऑन फॉर द ॲल्युमिनियम बॅटरी. सो देर आर स्टार्टअप टू कम अप फॉर दिस स्पेस. इट इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दॅट. सो आवर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स एक्सपर्ट्स, CEO Santosh Kotnis coming from from Norway. He is there to give us the PowerPoint presentation to us, give us the opportunity for industrial growth. So he will be explain that. And Mr. Shivram Krishna is our CTO. He will be guide us, give us the presentation for the artificial intelligence using in our day-to-day activity and make it our production rate in higher level with minimize the cost. So that is our target to promote SME sector. म्हणून ज्या साळुंके साहेबांनी आम्हाला अपॉर्च्युनिटी दिली SME करताना, आज थोडे काही आम्ही जे काही करू शकलो, आता टाईम इज देअर टू गिव्ह अस द सपोर्ट टू SME सेक्टर टू बूस्ट अप फॉर द न्यू एज इंडिया. सो दॅट इज माय स्मॉल submission to you all. Please, anybody wants any kind of support in terms of our services, so please be in touch with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhakar sir. And now, moving ahead, I would like to welcome Honorable Dr. Rajendra Jagdale sir, Director in General and CEO of Science and Technology Park. He will guide us on the topic of joint ventures and technology transfers opportunities for SMEs. Thank you.
Chandrakantji Salunke, other dignitaries on the dais, speakers and honorable delegates. I am little odd man out because all of you are businessmen, you understand business. I understand science. I have been a hardcore professor of biology, not a technology. So I neither understand technology much. I'm a wildlife biologist, I'm a wildlife photographer. I'm a National Geographic filmmaker. I have been teaching in the universities, about 9 universities outside India, and 3 business schools in India, the top-rated business schools in India. The subjects which I teach have nothing to do with my degree outside India. I teach entrepreneurship, I teach IPR in technology management, I teach people how to write patent documents, I teach how to transfer your technologies. Having visited 107 countries for doing activity in these areas and teaching, I thought I have something contribute to industries in terms of transfer of technology. That's why probably Chandrakantji thought that I may have something to contribute. I represent an organization called Science and Technology Park, which is the Government of India promoted independent institute located on University of Pune campus. We act as a bridge between industry, academia, research and government. My job was to promote entrepreneurs. And I thought I probably was a misfit when I joined 23 years ago as a DG and CEO. I thought I misfit because my salary was paid by the government. Most of entrepreneurship trainers, their life is secured because salary is paid by somebody else. It's very nice to tell people that you become entrepreneur. When my salary is paid by somebody else, my life is secured, I have provident fund and pension and gratuity. So first decision when I took over as a DG and CEO of this organization was to quit my job, permanent position in the university as a professor. I was heading department in environmental science, I was professor of botany. I gave up my pension, provident fund, gratuity. After 18 years of service, I would have easily got pension. I had never applied for pension. I thought, I must have moral right to teach entrepreneurship if I want to promote entrepreneurs. To cut the story short, now what we do is, I'm going to be in bullets because of lack of time. I won't go into stories of each and every activity that we do. We run a program that first thing is, what I learned, and most of you, I'm sure, are experts. Please understand your balance sheet. When I came to Science and Technology Park, I did not know how to read balance sheet. That's the first thing I learned. And Leena Poonawala she was on a board, she was my mentor. So she said, what director we have appointed, he doesn't know how to read balance sheet, how he is going to manage organization. Now I tell you, our per capita billing of my office is 1.7 crores per capita. And I don't have single IIM and single IITN because I learned how to read balance sheet. Please understand, don't rely on CAs. CAs will tell you, they will ask you what kind of balance sheet you want. And they will. Never believe in CAs. They will tell you, oh, how much funding you want, then I will make a business plan for you for banks. Then you are doomed. Be honest in making your own balance sheet. Be honest in making your business plan, which is workable, and then go to the banks. Banks are your business partners. Okay? We have something called risk capital. I have been I operate two venture funds. I operate one hedge fund. I closed $380 million hedge fund in US and now $400 million hedge fund. It's a pre-IPO investment fund in Silicon Valley. And of course, SEBI approved two funds separate. Because I learned how to read the balance sheet. We operate 4 funds. We have few schemes, and they're open for MSMEs, though called startups. Most of the early stage startups are SMEs. We give, anybody has an idea, it may be any company, anybody has an idea, want to develop a new product. So we give up to 20 lakh rupees as a grant. It's a clean, non-refundable money as a grant. And to facilitate that from idea to prototype, we provide all the facilities, including your hardware, software. We have software worth in even 12 crore rupees each license. So from hardware to software, whatever you require, across India, we have access. If I want to engage any R&D laboratory funded by any minister of government of India, we don't need to take permission because that's our mandate. So you have access to all R&D facility across India if you want to convert your idea into actually a product which may have market. Once you have developed a product, we have another stage of funding, which called, we provide a seed fund. It could be against debt or its equity or debt equity ratio. And so it's a small amount of money, 1 crore, but we also contribute couple of crores to that. Government of India doesn't allow us to give more than 1 crore rupees in early stage funding, but this is without collateral. This is no collateral. And then we have a further program for acceleration program, wherein we give you training for about a year and then expose you to venture capital firms. We have a huge bank of venture capital firms. And I believe out of 100 plus, but we just said we have unicorns. Out of 100 plus unicorns, at least 32 unicorns are either mentored, supported by us in the country. So huge support. Now, so we operate Startup India Seed Fund, we have Government of India Minister of Science and Technology Seed Fund. More than that, recently we don't look into this. Government of India Minister of Science and Technology has a bilateral and multilateral cooperation programs with 130 plus countries. And we don't make use of this. And neither Government of India very aggressively promotes this, to be very, unless you have to go and approach them. And our science, our embassy, in every country, they have something called science counselor. There are scientists attached to our embassies. We must, whenever you go abroad, I'm sure most of you go abroad for some conference, some event, you must visit our embassy and find out who is a science counselor. They call it science ministers. Science counselors, and go and talk to them. This is what I am doing. Can you, what kind of help I can take from you to have some kind of liaison, some kind of cooperation, some kind of joint venture with with the country in which you are operating. Because they are our offices. They are supposed to work on your behalf. Of course, there are industry counselors also. So make use of those presence. We hardly, how many of you I mean, everybody goes there. How many of you inform our embassies that you are there? We don't even inform. Very few people inform that you are there. That's their job to support us. So please, at the moment, I have taken a task to look for China options. And we're going to Korea, Israel, Japan, Taiwan, USA, UK, see what kind of options we have. So I'm looking for, I mean, what did you said about the batteries, you said about batteries. Now, I came across just 15, 20 days ago, I was visiting some of the battery designers in Korea. Believe me, there was a silicon graphene battery. They have not even exposed to even LGs and Samsung. But the designer batteries of my Korean friends, I went and saw that. This battery gives 1,000 kilometer mileage for your sedan car and 80% charging, that is another 800 kilometers in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. See the revolution. So we have one startup in Orissa. Instead of normal lead acid or your other electrodes, they have developed electrodes from plant protein, which gives 5,000 cycles. Battery with plant proteins giving 5,000 cycles. My friend Subhashji Kankre is here. He's promoting one battery, which is a lead acid battery. You know, the lead acid battery is the cheapest and easiest to manufacture. Even people can assemble on roadside. Gives 5,000 cycles. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And the role of organization like SME Chamber is so crucial to bring these intellectuals together and then provide, this is the technology we want to commercialize. I'm looking for partners from industries to bring in technology from Korea, from Japan, from Taiwan. I have 4 semiconductor industries from Taiwan. They want to lock, stock, and barrel close from there and ship to India. So there are huge opportunities that we do. Networking is key. So let's work together. Now, one more initiative that we have taken, and I'm founder of that, is we have founded a society. It's a cooperative society called Saya's Cooperative Society. You know that amount of insurance that you pay, right from your employees' insurance to your corporate insurance, goods and services you buy. If you come together, you have a power to negotiate. Power to negotiate. We have brought down your health insurance by 50%. By this cooperative society. It's a cooperative society to bring down the insurance cost by 50%. And we have identified a large number of hospitals, worked with the hospitals, took their spare bed capacity, and planned surgeries at a 50% of the cost, reducing 50% of insurance. It's not only insurance. We have brought down your housing finance by 1%. Get the lowest finance that is available in the market. We will give you housing for less than 1%, 1% lower than the market. So by coming together, I think there's a huge scope that we can do. We are open at Science and Technology Park. Whenever you want any technology intervention, I may not have all the knowledge, but across India and outside India through our diplomatic missions, I made a white paper for investment of Government of India in 17 African countries. There's huge opportunity to work in Africa. Southeast Asia, we don't go to Southeast Asia. We know more about US and Europe than the countries nearby. There's huge opportunities to work nearby. We don't go there. So there's this opportunity, and we are just in facilitators. We may not have all the solutions, but we can find out the solution, who's where and what is where. Regarding technologies, please trust our R&D facility, our R&D institutions, our universities, and see that you must walk into laboratories and ask the vice chancellors or heads of the department what research you are going to do, which is going to benefit me. I'm sure there are a lot of solutions available. Whenever you feel like looking into technology adoption from abroad, sourcing in technology from India, or you may have a technology you want to develop, you may have an idea you want to develop, you need funding, we don't get good. Yesterday we had a round, believe me, out of nearly for 2 rounds, we had about 400 applications. We didn't find even 3 people worth supporting out of 400. Yesterday only we gave funding. We give funding sometimes 1%, rate of interest could be 1% below repo rate. 1% below repo rate. So that's kind of funding is available. And there's zero risk. We write off. We have invested in nearly about 200 companies. But if somebody has a genuine failure, we write off. Because they are supposed to be there. Today, I had decided to speak a lot when the minister would have come here. Because we must give mandate to our ministers. I'm always saying, why should a company, the SME, having a below 5 crore rupees turnover be audited? They should be out of audit. No audit. If you're doing, because after all, indirect taxes that you're paying is huge. I did a taxation, direct and indirect taxation of construction companies. Sometimes 75 to 80% taxes when you're buying a house with, say, 1,000 rupees a square foot. So almost 75 to 80% you have paid as taxes, indirect taxes. It's huge taxation. So anybody has turnover about 5 crore rupees should not be audited. Let them do business and there's no audit. Anyway, we had a lot to say when the minister was there, and we'll take this opportunity with Chandrakantji, with the minister. Thank you so much for calling me. If you need anything, we are located on the University of Pune campus. It's our organization called Science and Technology Park. Please do visit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now next, I would like to welcome Mr. Bhadresh Pathak, the business head of L&T Sufin, and he will guide us on the topic of creating efficiencies in supply chain through digitization. Thank you.
Good morning, friends, dignitaries on the dais, Mrs. Halunke. You would have heard about Larsen & Toubro Limited. We proudly call ourselves as Indian engineering multinational, present in over 50 countries across the world. And this is an Indian company, makes in India. We are there from manufacturing into services, into construction, contracting. Think of the area which relates to engineering, and we are there. So I'm going to talk to you like how efficiencies are created when you digitize the supply chains. आज ये है कि हमारा कंट्री से 6 करोड़ SMEs है हमारे पास, राइट? उतने तो पॉपुलेशन नहीं होता है दूसरी कंट्रीज का, राइट? नाउ व्हेन यू हैव सो मेनी MSMEs in the country, तो ऐसा क्या है कि China has become the global manufacturing hub, right? China is a global manufacturing hub. You love them, hate them, you cannot ignore them, right? तो ऐसा क्या है? So the thing is, the supply chains in China are so robust. उनको English नहीं आती है, right? We don't know them. Today, if you have to deal with a company in China, would you be confident कि पैसा आएगा आपका वापस? There is no confidence. Still, the world deals with them, right? So what is it? It is digitization. It is platforms like Alibaba, right? When we were analyzing this, we saw that what is the success? Why it is so that you rely so much on China, you rely so much on this advanced economies, and why they have become the manufacturing hubs. The critical success lies in digitizing the supply chains, and therefore Larsen & Toubro thought over it that we should do something similar to it in the country. But yes, not like Amazon, not like Walmart, Flipkart. It should deal into B2B, mostly the engineering goods, because we know this field better than any other company. We are there since the last 80 years plus in the country, so we have launched this platform. And I'll talk to you about this particular thing. You see a typical supply chain. There are so many essential components of the supply chain. There's a buyer and seller essentially at both ends, right? And then there are so many service providers, MSMEs, supply chain members providing this solutioning to the supply chain. And all of them, in case of, there is no digitization, imagine there is no digitization, you have to talk to each other bilaterally. एक दूसरे से आपस में बातचीत करके एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना पड़ता है, तब जाके पूरी की पूरी एफिशिएंसी क्रिएट होती है. लेकिन अब इमेजिन करिए कि एक प्लेटफॉर्म आ जाए जिसमें एक साथ सब लोग हो, तो क्या हो जाएगा? एफिशिएंसी बढ़ जाएगी. या योर ट्रेडिंग एफिशिएंसी विल गो अप मैनी फोल्ड. So that is the purpose of any platform, not only L&T, but any other platform that comes and tries to crack this will definitely be a success in the country, because nobody has attempted this so far. Right? So this is the entire ecosystem. The attempt is to digitize the ecosystem so that people know, sitting in their offices, on their laptops, on their desktops, like what is going on. Who is the buyer? Who is the seller? Is there any trust which gets created if there is a common platform in between? एक ट्रस्ट एक बहुत बड़ी बात होती है ना. 6 करोड़ तो हैं हम, लेकिन एक दूसरे पर ट्रस्ट तो नहीं करते हैं. तो ट्रस्ट कैसे क्रिएट करेंगे? किसी को मैंने उधारी में माल दे दिया है, वो पैसा आएगा मुझे मालूम नहीं है, राइट? एज एन MSME, आई डोंट हैव द फाइनेंशियल मसल टू एब्जॉर्ब द रिस्क. रिस्क एपिटाइट इज सो लिमिटेड, राइट? तो इसलिए ये पूरा का पूरा हमने प्रॉब्लम सोचा, और इसको क्रैक करने के लिए we came up with, we identified what are the need gaps, what are the pain points in the MSME system. So market access is not there. If you talk of MSME, आज मैं Pimpri-Chinchwad में कुछ बनाता हूँ, मेरा टर्नओवर है 25 करोड़. पूरे कंट्री में रीच आउट करना है मुझे. There is no way, right? आप वहाँ आदमी भी नहीं रख पाओगे. आज पंजाब में कुछ बेचना है, मैं सेल्स फोर्स कितना रखूँगा? It is not possible. कोई डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर बनेगा नहीं आपका. because there already वो NCR में होंगे ऐसे suppliers जो supply करते होंगे, there is no scope. So the market access is so limited for the MSME. If you come and sell your things on the platform, it will be a digitization which will come to your rescue, and you will be able to introduce your products on a platform. So that is one of the things. अब आप बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं मैंने तो कर लिया है, मेरा तो e-commerce हो गया है, मैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली बेचता हूँ मेरे, लेकिन आपको पहचानता कौन है? आज मैं अपना स्टोर एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्टोर खोलता हूँ, आपको कोई पहचानता नहीं है. स्टिल दैट एलिमेंट विल रिमेन दैट नोबडी विल ट्रस्ट यू. बट इफ यू आर देयर ऑन अ प्लेटफॉर्म विच इज प्रमोटेड बाय अ कंपनी लाइक लार्सन एंड टोब्रो, तो एक आपकी वैल्यू बढ़ जाती है. योर क्रेडिबिलिटी इंक्रीजेस, राइट, मैनी फोल्ड्स. So that is first problem that we are cracking. Second is the price and the product discovery. As a buyer, I'm not able to discover the price, the product that I want. मैं कितने लोगों को फ़ोन पे पूछूंगा? अच्छा कुछ लोग हैं जिनसे मैं my generations I have been dealing with them as suppliers. हमारे family relationships भी है. But अगर मेरा business circle gets confined to a few limited suppliers who are supplying me on credit terms, does my business grow? So that's not a scientific way of handling a business situation. So the platform like L&T Sufin will take you there. So in our platform, we have tried to crack this. You can generate inquiries for as many as 200 products at the same time. And you can send the inquiries on thousands of suppliers across the country. अब वो लोग जो भी कोट करेगा, टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशंस मैच करेगा, उसको मैं ऑर्डर दूंगा. और ये होता है कितने टाइम में? 5 मिनट में. 5 मिनट लगता है एंड टू एंड 200 प्रोडक्ट्स चूज करके आपको कोट मंगाने हैं. तो दैट इज द स्पीड एट विच दिस ऑपरेट्स, राइट. सो दिस विल इंक्रीज द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ परचेज, राइट. परचेज मैनेजर्स, हमारा इंटेंशन ये नहीं है कि परचेज मैनेजरों का जॉब ले ले, राइट. द इंटेंशन इज that their efficiency increases, and as the owners of MSMEs you have a very very clear transparent way of knowing कि वो क्या किया है उसने. वो बोलेगा मैंने वेल्डिंग इलेक्ट्रोड्स इतने में परचेज किया, यू डोंट नो. वो बोलेगा कि नहीं नहीं वो तो लोएस्ट कोड था. हाउ डू यू मेक आउट? इधर तो प्लेटफॉर्म पे पूरा कोड्स आता है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ट्रेल्स आता है, यू विल कम टू नो कि अच्छा ये 3 कोड्स थे, इसमें से इसने ये चूज़ किया है, सो ओके ही हैज़ डन अ राइट डिसीजन. So when you have plants at many places, this creates a very, very transparent way of dealing. And the purchase people are also becoming accountable with digitization. So that is another thing which we are cracking. The third is the quality and the reliability of the suppliers. Whosoever wants to onboard on the platform, we do several checks. तो कोई fly-by-night operators, fraudulent entities बहुत है, right? Sleeper sales की तरह होते हैं, आ जाते हैं लोगों का पैसा लूटने. We make sure that people don't lose money when they deal on the platform. So that is one of our prime responsibilities, to introduce quality people on the platform. So you have to certify yourself through the platform process. Okay, something has come up here. Okay, I think fine. So one more thing which is there, that immediate payment is not available. आप buyers को credit terms पे कितना दोगे? आज आप पिंपरी में बैठे हैं, आपको तमिलनाडु में पहुंचाना है माल, आप रिलाई नहीं कर पाओगे उस पर कि ये कितने, वो बोल रहा है 45 days में पैसे देगा, तो would you rely on an unknown buyer? It's not possible, right? आप बोलेंगे नहीं मैं कम खाऊंगा, मैं संतुष्ट हूँ, जितना टर्नओवर है उतना ही, मैं ऐसे अननोन लोगों के साथ डील नहीं कर पाऊंगा. लेकिन अगर मैं बैठा हूँ बीच में, से अ प्लेटफॉर्म इज देयर विच टेक्स यू देयर, देन डेफिनेटली येस योर रिस्क एपिटाइट इंक्रीजेस टू दैट एक्सटेंट. ठीक है, तो ये मैं कर रहा हूँ. वी आर ऑल्सो गिविंग यू लॉजिस्टिक सर्विसेज सो दैट द गुड्स आर पिक्ड अप फ्रॉम योर फैक्ट्री एंड डिलीवर्ड टू द बायर. सो दैट इज अनदर थिंग विच वी आर डूइंग. And last but not the least, सब bankers है, finance companiयों को गाली, you know, they hear a lot about this, that okay, we are not able to get finance. Why you are not able to get finance? Because when you go through a chartered accountant, आपके वो बोलेंगे CMA डेटा दे दो, 5 साल का CMA डेटा बना दें, सब रोजी पिक्चर. हाँ, मतलब ये रेशियो मेरा 2025 में मेरा करंट रेशियो ये होगा, किसको मालूम है भाई, right? And the banks are also believing in this kind of rosy projections and giving the working capital to you, thinking कि ये working capital gap होगी. लेकिन वो system has failed. It has failed the industry because very soon they realize that it has turned into an NPA. Because NPA norms are very stringent here. 90 days में अगर interest service नहीं किया तो NPA हो जाता है account, then your entire life is gone. Accounts are frozen, right? And you are not allowed to deal so far. So that is where we create transparency for the banks and the financial partners who come on the platform. They can have a visibility on the transaction. It is clear-cut invoice-led financing that you do. It's a trade financing that you do. There is complete transparency. There is invoice, there is e-way bill. There are goods which are transported from one end to the other end. So you are financing a genuine trade. उधर क्या होता है कि बैंकर को डर लगता है कि साइफनिंग ना हो जाए. आज उसका MPBF करके जो उनका कॉन्सेप्ट है, उससे ज़रा ज़्यादा अगर आपने दे दिया तो घर पे प्रमोटर अपने खुद के लिए यूज़ कर लेता है, right? Most of us know how it happens, right? There are CAs and everybody to guide in that. But अगर ये किया, so banking partners and the participants, there is a very, very clear-cut way of creating a transparency, and we provide that. So all the things are under one roof here. It's a single one-stop shop solution. Product and price discovery, transaction is managed, logistics is managed, and financing is managed, and all in one platform. And we deal in 45 plus product categories. There are about 3 lakh SKUs, but these are all the items which you can see. I mean, if you are not into this, yes, we can also introduce more categories into this, but we deal in what we understand. We don't understand so many things. As an engineering company, we have been dealing with these items, so these items are there on the platform. And you can visit the platform. It is lntsufin.com. So the products are displayed along with the technical specifications like this. I will not dwell much upon this. So you get the advantage of the full network. So when a platform is there to take care of your interest, you are able to access the pan-India network of the platform, and this is what we are attempting to do. And I already told you the value proposition of the platform. You can do the RFQs on the platform. You have the working capital solution. You can have distributor financing or channel financing, as we call. We give a verification and trust seal to the dealing entities on the platform, so you have mutual trust to deal on the platform. And last but not least, the least is logistics. Right? So this is in a nutshell. I will not dwell much upon. You can visit the platform and see for yourself or contact our sales teams, which is already there on the platform. You have a helpline number, etc. And we also do this on WhatsApp. It is so easy to do an RFQ on a WhatsApp. So this is what in a nutshell. So the whole purpose is to create efficiency in the supply chain. And this is just a case in point that I've introduced the L&T Sufin platform. And we wish that many more such platforms come in India, and we become a global supply chain major. We need to, now the world needs to shift from China to India. If we don't have efficient supply chains, तो कैसे करेंगे? बात ही हो जाएगी, बात ही रह जाएगी, न्यूज़पेपर हेडलाइंस रह जाएगी वो. अगर हम efficient नहीं बने, digitization नहीं किया supply chains में, our efficiencies are not going to increase. So this is the way forward, and we have chosen to deal with this problem at L&T. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhadraji. It's very interesting and very useful platform, especially for our SME suppliers. And mostly the suppliers are facing problem to source product in India. And Dr. Jagdalaji also mentioned, and Prabhakar Salunke also mentioned about we have to depend on a Chinese product. So reduce the Chinese imports to let us connect through the Sufin how to use the platform and how to take advantage of our suppliers to fulfill your requirement. Friends, there are plenty of things to discuss at today's program. You must be seeing today's agenda. So many speakers, rather we have denied more than 15 speakers for today's event. So we are going to repeat again the similar event very shortly, because most of the speakers are interested to share their ideas, knowledge and expertise for your benefits. For our knowledge, I would like to know how many exporters are sitting here? How many manufacturers are there? And how many service sector service providers are there? How many professionals are there? And how many CAs are there? Okay, good. And company secretaries, startups, and those are not yet started business. Only one? No. Because we invite them also. Sometimes we invite because unless until the speakers are encouraging them to become entrepreneur, so only employees of the company are sitting here or owners are sitting, let those people, those entrepreneurs, those non-entrepreneurs to attend this kind of conference and to become entrepreneurs. आज अगर इंडिया को मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बनाना है तो मोदी जी नहीं करेंगे, हमें करना है. सरकार नहीं करेगा, हमें करना है. बिकॉज सरकार का काम क्या है? लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड. मंत्री जी को मैंने बुलाया था आज, इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर को, बट वो अभी परसों ही उनका एक बड़ा इवेंट सक्सेस हो गया, तो दे आर स्टिल इन पिक्चर्स. सो लेट अस सी. इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर को हमने तो हमारा प्रपोजल दे दिया है कि किस तरह से हमारे इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ाना चाहिए. Another point, we are setting up here in Pune Pimpri Police Commissionerate, that Police Udyojak Samanvay Samiti, a coordination committee, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs facing a problem. That is also we have taken. We are setting up, the regional divisions where you can connect to the other suppliers. Sitting in Pune, you can connect to any other entrepreneur in India through chamber, through our platforms. So friends, this is a very good opportunity for you to understand. So if you have any question about particularly banking perspective.
Up to 1 crore we went, with the bank from 10 lakh rupees. But one order of 6 crore, when order was cancelled, the bank auctioned our factory. Our 15 years experience of banking, and now we have settled the account, and now I have got a lakhs of rupees orders. Banks are refusing to pay any. Say that we have settled the account, we will not pay them.
Okay.
I have brought the whole case study.
You can connect with the Bank of Baroda.
Yes, sir. If they do it, State Bank are giving writing that you have settled the account, we will not give you any money.
Point is taken. Anyone? How many entrepreneurs face a problem to get collateral free loans? Normal. See, let me complete. When I was an advisory board member of SIDBI in 1997, and Mr. Prakash Nimbalkar was a chairman that time, and I suggested, micro and tiny entrepreneurs face a problem to get a loan from bank because they don't have a collateral. So he has initiated 25 lakhs rupees that time. Simultaneously, that when I asked for a 1 crore, then they made 50 crore. When I asked 2 crore, they made a 1 crore. And when I asked Prime Minister to make 5 crore, they made a 2 crore. Now I am insisting government to make a 15 crore for small entrepreneurs and 35 crore for a medium entrepreneurs. Because even though medium entrepreneurs is there, they have a business on a balance sheet, but they don't have a property. Property बनाना इतना easy नहीं है. But property बनाने के लिए भी बैंक के पास जाना जरूरी है. So even industrial point of view, we have started SME industrial parks. Those entrepreneurs facing problem to start their manufacturing unit, they are struggling to get industrial land where we can support you. Ready-made industrial premises are there in India, Maharashtra, Pune region also. But some of our entrepreneurs facing problem. Some entrepreneurs, they have an additional industrial unit where it is not utilized properly. They are also looking at a partner. Some entrepreneurs become an NPA or SIC industry. They have a quality unit. You can that also. So this is also platform we have created for you. Those are facing problem to get industrial land, industrial premises. They can also write to us or contact us. Yes, please.
Growth, but the problem today is sustainability for the MSME industry.
What is your business?
We are into industrial automation, and we are majorly into product-led business. I am happy to have the Bank of Baroda team over here because we bank with them.
Turnover?
Turnover 10 crores.
Okay. You can connect with him in during the break. What is your question?
The question is that, yes, we say that the SME is the backbone of the Indian economy and we need to strengthen them. But strengthening, does it only mean that challenges should be taken by the entrepreneur and the support system should be convenient enough at times and get along with their own self-centeredness when the actual time it is needed? I heard this gentleman speaking. He was speaking with a very painful heart, And this is the condition of most of the MSMEs at the moment. They are extremely distressed, and instead of talking on growth, we should talk more on how we can sustain the MSME industry at this point of time. And that should be the real lifeline, or that should be the real oxygen that should be given to the MSME. It is not only the debt that the government has allowed us the emergency credit line and more burdened us with some debt or something, but it should be some core and absolutely fundamental, it has to be a reform that can revive the industry. The corporate laws are getting stringent, the tax laws are getting stringent, the interest rates are going high. I mean, there are so many loopholes in the system, and we talk about growth. This is not going to happen unless and until we have sustainability.
Point is taken. Yes.
We are into the manufacturing field, and my question is, every time we start a manufacturing of certain things, and there are changes in the standards, and as a reason to promote the Atmanirbhar Bharat and to Make in India campaign, there are certain many heavy losses on the SME sectors for the testing to be done. And when we make the profit to loss calculations, we need to sell lakhs and lakhs of product to make that particular standard. And after few years, the standard gets obsolete, and again we have a new standard for it.
Yes, our doctor will answer your question.
Yeah. Actually, I was coming to standards in general. I was member of Bureau of Indian Standards, so I know how much time it takes to change the standard.
Yeah.
Sometimes I used to get being in the committee there to make the standards. I know how difficult it is to shift. That I think chamber needs to take this very seriously. Even not only that, even certification cost. Some of the even if you go for CE certification, or even if you go to ARAI, for example, our own institution called Automotive Research Institute of India, see the cost of certification. I mean, why there should be so much of cost? When you as an SME, you are rated at par as Ambani's and Adani's, and you have the same fees. This is, I think, draconian. We must, from a chamber front, we should do that. Why can't chamber set up a facility for testing and certification? And chamber be organized by recognized by government, this certification is valid.
If you are interested, we have a SME Technology Development Council with the association with the Science Park. We will start from next Monday.
We don't mind providing free space, whatever 10, 20,000 square foot, to set up testing and certification.
Perfect. Let's take hand. How many entrepreneurs are having 100 crores and above turnover here, sitting here? And 50 and above? 25 and above? So all are, small size companies. Rather, I suggest you, how many companies are, known to each other here? किसको जानते हैं एक दूसरे को? So ये प्लेटफॉर्म का फ़ायदा आपको जरूर होगा कि आप आज नेटवर्किंग में लंच जब ब्रेक होगा तो एक्सचेंज योर कार्ड्स, और नेक्स्ट टाइम मेरे प्रोग्राम में आएंगे तो कार्ड्स लेके आइए, आपकी कंपनी प्रोफाइल ले आइए, नहीं तो एंट्री नहीं दूंगा मैं, क्योंकि आज अगर आप आते हो तो 2 दिन के बाद भूल जाते हैं, 4 दिन के बाद भूल जाते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर बिजी इन योर वर्क. एक एंटरप्रेन्योर प्लेड मोर देन एटलीस्ट 45 रोल्स पर डे. तो आपको जरूरी है मेरे प्रोग्राम में आना है तो इसका फ़ायदा लेना चाहिए कि एक तो नेटवर्किंग होता है, नॉलेज शेयरिंग होता है, उसका फ़ायदा होना चाहिए, और सभी जो भी स्पीकर आते हैं दे आर हेल्पफुल टू यू. Today afternoon we have Mr. H.S. Pansare, who is going to speak on the innovative ideas for industrial automation. So he is going to give you more insight about how you can transform your business. So friends, with this word, I am thankful to all the sponsors and the speakers and especially dignitaries on the dais for giving your support for this, making this event a grand success. And I am sure that your association will be continued. अगली बार member बन के आइए तो ही आपको हम फ्री एंट्री देंगे, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पर फ्री एंट्री सिर्फ मेंबर्स को होती है, और मेंबर्स बनने के बाद भी, और समझो नेक्स्ट टाइम आप आओगे तो मुझे लिखिए कि आपको इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का कितना फ़ायदा हुआ. खाली ज्ञान मिला और खान मिला नहीं, मुझे फ़ायदा लेने वाले की ज़रूरत है. सो लेट अस टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस. थैंक यू.